Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am super excited to be filming this video. I have been dying to get my hands on this forever, and I know I'm not the only one. So many people have been wanting to get their hands on this for months, years, whatever, and that is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. This palette has been so hyped up over the past couple of months. You know, everyone loves Jaclyn. I remember seeing Jaclyn when she was filming her kitchen table. So, I mean, I've been watching her for the longest. And I was super excited to get this Morphe palette. Now, before I go into this video, I just want to say stay tuned to the end, because I have a little surprise. As a thanks to you guys for helping me reach 500 subscribers, I thought I would give something back to one of you guys, and that is your own Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. So I'll leave the details of how to enter this giveaway at the end of the video. I'll put a timestamp right here, as well as in the description box, so you know where you can go if you just want to skip this video and learn how to join the giveaway. But yeah, I thought I'd give something back to you guys, and what better way to do it than a Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette? Like, what's better than that? Back to the video. I don't want to kind of do swatches because I feel like there are so many swatches out there, but I did want to give you my thoughts of the palette, what I think about it, as well as compare it to her Morphe Favorites palette that came out I think a year or two ago. So yeah, I thought I would include both in this video because why not? They are technically both the times that she has worked with Morphe on eyeshadow palettes, so what better way to talk about this one than to talk about her original one. So I think the best way to do it is to show you what both of them look like on the inside. This is the Jaclyn Hill Favorites palette that she came out with Morphe about a year or two ago, if I'm not mistaken, and I think it's around $22. I'll put the price right here, how much I paid during the time, and as you can tell, some of these shades got some love. This one and that one, like I hit pan on them. At the time that I was using this, I love this palette, especially the neutrals. I didn't have a lot of palettes that had this orange, and not a lot of with this deep brown, but I never could really find ways to use kind of like these purpley pinks or this green. I tried to make it work, it just never really happened. But yeah, obviously I really loved it. This orange shade is just such like a very muted orange. I love it. It is creamy, it is beautiful, it's opaque. When you put it into your crease, it's beautiful. Same thing with this brown. Like, this brown is stunning. Put it in your crease, you don't have to worry about, you know, it not showing up. And then I'm just gonna do this orange above it, this like shimmery shade. It's like a coppery shade. Beautiful. I love this palette, and I thought it was definitely worth the money. Now obviously it's in its standard Morphe case with like the black and the plastic. I don't mind the case, and a lot of people don't like this case, but I don't mind it. I prefer it this way. I think it's slim, compact, and my shadows haven't broken, so I'm not complaining. I don't need a fancy package because at the end of the day, like, it gets all dusty and crusty regardless. So, you know, as long as the product is good, I don't really care about the packaging as much. Her Favorites palette came up with 28 shades, which I think is still a great amount of shades. But I know a lot of people had some issues because it's a lot of warm tones. You get a couple of cool tone browns in there, but it's a lot of warm tones and a lot of browns. And a lot of people had issues with that. But I love shades like that. I get the most use out of that, and honestly, like, I never wear purple, so like these purples just it just wasn't for me. So I'm like, nah. I love this palette. I feel like it's a staple. I wish they still sold it, but it's beautiful. It's like a classic Morphe palette. So obviously everyone has seen this palette. It's beautiful. It's white. I do love the color. I love white. I think it's sleek. I think it's just very on trend at the moment. But the problem with white is that it gets all your markings, your finger marks, foundation. Like, anytime you touch it and you have like foundation or products on your fingers, you're gonna dirty the palette, and it just gets like dusty and crusty real fast, and it shows more. And nothing looks worse than white being stained. Like, I feel like you could get black stuff stained and it doesn't look as bad, but getting something that's white and stained, it just does not look cute. But I like that it's sleek. It is cardboard, so I don't know how protective this will be for my eyeshadows with traveling, in all honesty. but you know, that's not like really a major thing. This palette does retail for $38. It's a lot more expensive than her previous palette, her favorites palette. Do I think it's worth the $38? You do get 35 shadows, so you do get a lot more, but honestly, I don't know. The jury's still out on that. I don't know if I feel like it would be worth the $38. I'm gonna have to play with it more in all honesty. But I did create this look that I'm wearing right now with this palette. Now I do have some thoughts on it. These three shades, these pink shades, I have on my lid, and I use my finger and then I use the brush, and it just wasn't as pigmented. I did not wet my brush, but it wasn't giving me the color that I was looking for. I was looking for a nice vibrant pink, and they're kind of just like muted. Like they're the duochrome pink, so it's just like, let's see if I can, like there's not that much different. Just one is lighter, this one is a little bit more deeper in pink, and then this is the deepest color. Let's see. Like, I don't know. I feel like when I put them on my eyes, they just don't stay. And when I was blending the color out, it was just getting everywhere. And I was a little disappointed in that, because I know they're saying they're very pigmented, they're creamy, but the light pink shade in Faint is very, as I swatched it, very chunky. And I'm not a person who likes real chunky eyeshadow. These eyeshadows do give a lot of kickback. If that bothers you, it's not a real problem with me. I don't really mind kickback. But the shade Pukey had a lot of kickback. I have that in my crease. On my eyes, I have in Light, Beam, Creamsicle, Butter, Pukey, Faint, Sissy, and Little Lady. I have a lot of shadows on my eyes right now because I was like, I didn't know which way. Oh, and on my lower lash line, I have Roxanne. So I have a lot of these shades on my eyes, and honestly, like, I don't know. I'm still on the fence with it, because when I was putting all the transition shades on, they weren't appearing. Now, I did it with two different brushes. I used my Morphe M330 brush, and I felt like it wasn't picking up the color. Like, I went back and forth, and I kept picking up product and buffing it into my crease, but it just wasn't showing up. It was very light, and I'm not dark skinned, so I'm like, if it's barely showing up on me, what does that mean for people with darker complexions? Now, I then switched over to the Morphe M441, which is a real hair or goat hair brush, and surprisingly, it picked up the product a lot better than the M330. So, I think for this shadow, with these eyeshadows, I'm going to use more of the goat hair to see how that works. This color scheme is quite similar to her other one, you know, very neutral tones. More shimmers, and then you get your pops of color here. I don't really think this is a glorified 350 palette. This is the 350 palette. Besides like a couple of shades being similar in tones, like in the same range family, I don't think it is the same palette. They have similar shade ranges, but it's not the exact same palette, so I wouldn't say that you wouldn't need this if you have the 350. They're completely different palettes, but if you have a lot of neutral palettes, do you need this? Not really. If you want to support Jaclyn like I do, you know, obviously get it, but it's not a necessity. So yeah, you guys know I'm not a real big fan of these three pinks right there. I don't think it's as pigmented. Maybe it will be if I wet my brush. So next time, if I recreate this look later on for a night out, I'll wet my brush to see. But I really wanted to see how these shadows would perform on their own. Do I think that the formula is different? The mattes are buttery in texture, don't get me wrong. Swatching her favorites palette and swatching this one, completely different. The ones in her favorites palette that she came out with 2 years ago, 2 years ago, they're a lot more rough. When I literally am swatching this, it's butter. Like, they swatch so beautifully. They feel beautiful, but they kind of swatch a bit patchy, but with mattes, that's kind of what you get. But let me swatch some of the shimmers. So I swatched a couple of these shimmers. This one here is Twerk, and I had to build it up twice. it doesn't come out as pigmented swatching it, but I know that purples and reds are a lot harder to make than just like your standard browns or your neutrals. So I'm not really surprised. I mean, it's nice. Don't get me wrong, they're nice. Am I 100% blown away? As of right now, no. Obviously, this is a first impressions. I really haven't been playing with this palette for that long. I just got it today, and when I came home, I was like, okay, I'm put it on my eyes, see how it works, because I don't want to have another eye look when I'm talking about this palette and just doing swatches, because I have stated in other videos in the past that a swatch does not indicate how well an eye product works. It just really doesn't. It doesn't show pigmentation. It doesn't show blendability. It doesn't show how it performs in the eyes or primer. Obviously, I don't have any primer, any setting spray on my hand. That's just bare. It was just a bare swatch. I don't know all about these claims about a better formula. Maybe that they're pressed different, which can alter the product in ways that it wasn't in a previous palette, but I don't think it is so much of a difference where it warrants the $15 price hike, in my opinion. That's just how I feel. I could be wrong. Maybe later down the line I'm like, okay. And it's not just because it's more. I mean, a part of it is Morphe because they are affordable. But when an eyeshadow palette is so high in price, I really want to see, okay, where is the money going? Because there is no mirror. It is a cardboard packaging. While it is white, it's still cardboard packaging. How is this any different than any other high-end eyeshadow palette? That's what I want to know. And I'm still figuring that out. But as of right now, I like the palette. Do I think it is end-all, be-all palette? No, you know, I don't really know. I really can't form an opinion on that right now because I'm still like torn. Like, I really want to love it, but I'm not blown away. And it's not just like, oh my god, you're hating on Jaclyn. I love her. I love her style. I love her personality. I like how she is. I love seeing how she's grown over the years. But there's something about this palette, just the way, even when I saw it online, I wasn't blown away. Like, I wasn't like, oh my god, I need this palette. Because there are some makeup items that come out and I'm like, yes, need. Like, I will sell my soul for this product. That's how I feel about certain products. But when I saw it and I saw the colors, I was like, it's very Jaclyn. But do I need that in my collection? If you're a beginner and you're looking for a way to up your makeup collection, you're on a budget, you want something that's gonna blend well, something with affordability, I highly suggest picking it up. It's currently sold out right now, but I know that they're going to restock. But I don't know, like, I'm like torn because I think a part of me is just, I'm not really blown away by the color choices. And just playing with them this afternoon, I was like, is it really that great? Is it really that great? So it's right now, it's like I'm on the fence, but I'll definitely let you guys know. I want to play with it more to really give you guys an in-depth review on it. This is definitely a first impression. It's how I feel just using it today, just using it once. Maybe if I wet my brush, it will the pinks will appear differently. Maybe if I use a different brush to apply, and the crease colors will be different. But I'm just not blown away at the moment, and I want to be blown. Like, I want to be blown away. Like, that's just how I feel. That's my first impression of the eyeshadow palette. Now to the fun part. One lucky subscriber will be winning their own Jaclyn Hill palette with Morphe. I just want to thank you guys. Never in a million years would I think I would get 500 subscribers. I never thought anybody would watch me, let alone care what I posted. But I am truly appreciative of everything, of everyone's nice comments, even the mean ones. Hey, come, let it come, girl, I can handle it. But yeah, I just want to thank all of you guys. So I thought, what better way to do it than get, you know, one of the most coveted items in the makeup world right now. Here are the rules. You, one, must be a subscriber. Obviously, duh, why wouldn't you want to be one? But you have to be a subscriber. And optional, this isn't really skew if you win or not. It's not like a prerequisite. Follow me on my Instagram, girl. You know you want to say, hey girl, hey. Besides being a subscriber, the other prerequisite, and this is the only thing that I asked of you guys, is to leave a comment down below naming one YouTuber who inspired you to achieve a goal or a dream of yours that you never thought you would be able to if it wasn't for them. It could be anyone. It could be Jaclyn herself. It could be Manny MUA. It could be Patrick Starr. It could be Jackie. It could be anyone. It could be even more indie YouTubers. I really want to know who the person was and how they inspired you. I just love hearing people's stories. It doesn't just have to be a makeup related YouTuber. It could be somebody who does video games like PewDiePie. It could be somebody who does dance videos. I really want to know what inspired you or who inspires you in the YouTube community to follow a dream or a passion of yours or a goal or anything like that. I want to know. So that's the only prerequisite. Subscribe and leave that comment down below and you'll be entered to win this palette. So this giveaway will end on Friday, July 7th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. Sorry guys, that's just how I roll. I'm on the east side, so you know I gotta get it. Unfortunately, this one is not international, but I promise my next one will be. It's only US. I am so sorry guys. Hopefully next time I can definitely get it out to other people in Canada or, you know, around the world. I'd really like to do that for you guys, but right now I can't. So this one is only, unfortunately, US. But that's about it. As always, guys, don't forget to follow me, as I said, on my Snapchat, my Instagram. You know you want to. I'm going to leave my hands up right here. You know you want to. Go do that. Go stop what you're doing. Go do that. Subscribe. Well, one, you got to subscribe if you want to be in the giveaway. Just putting that out there. But if you don't want to be part of the giveaway, don't forget to subscribe anyway, girl. You know you want to go. Don't be playing those games. Go subscribe. As always, guys, I hope you truly enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.